All right, so we want to make sure that you got the right conclusions for our transformation formula. So we actually started with the last letter. If you add or subtract k at the end of the absolute value, what happens here is the vertex will shift up. And but when you subtract, you should have found out that the vertex shifted down. So that's when you add or subtract at the end of the equation. What if you add or subtract on the inside? What if you add or subtract on x, we call it? So if you add h to the inside, the vertex, now it actually did shift to the left. You should have felt like that was kind of the opposite. Yes, that is correct. And when you subtract h, again, on the inside, what that's going to do is it's going to cause the vertex to shift to the right. Again, a subtraction sign will actually shift it to the right. That is correct. What do we got here? Some positive and negatives, right? So when A is positive, the graph's going to open up. But when A is negative, that is when we have a negative sign out front, the graph's going to open down because it's reflected. Did you use the word reflected over the x-axis? And then we get to the size of the letter A. It's kind of interesting. The size of the letter A, it's going to change the slope of the line. Now, when A is greater than 1, the graph is vertically stretched. You should kind of feel like that if you could pull on the ends of the graph, you're pulling up or down on it. But when A is less than 1 or greater than 0, what's going to happen is the graph is going to horizontally. I was making sure I had this right. The graph's it's going to horizontally stretch. Basically, that should feel like that you have pulled outward on the graph. You know what? I'm changing that. What I said there is true, but I have a feeling that what you said is that it's vertically compressed. I like that better. It's vertically compressed. That means that if you sat on the graph or pushed down on the graph, you compressed it, you kind of pushed out on it. All right, and that's when A is less than 1. So, can we kind of summarize all this? How did you do? What we have is the stretch compress coefficient, stretch compress. We also can, we really should have a plus or minus sign on this because we can add open up, open down onto that. So lots of stuff happens with the coefficient. It stretches it, it compresses it, which is like a slope change. Plus we can say it could open up or down. Letter H, horizontal shift. Remember, it's like opposite of what you would think. If it's plus, it's going to shift to the left. If it's minus, it's going to shift to the right. And finally, we have the letter K here, don't we? The letter K is the vertical shift. The vertical shift of the vertex. And that's your transformation formula. Now you're ready to practice with this skill. There's some problems to try at the bottom, and you'll be able to move on to the colored pencil activity as well as the matching activity.